Hey, this is Sam Leonard. Now, in today's video, what I'm going to be talking about is how to obtain more balance in your life, because this is something that many people suffer from, especially if you're on personal growth and you're trying to improve yourself, you're trying to learn, you're trying to consume. You might be an entrepreneur, you might be running a business, you might be juggling multiple things at the same time, and you're struggling to obtain some balance in your life. This can happen to us. Even we know this, we know that we need to have more balance, but it catches up on us every now and again. And it's something that is always good to check in and look at, like, okay, something's not quite right. I need to obtain a bit more balance in my life, and taking steps to do that. First thing I would really say is, just by this self-awareness in itself is obviously going to be a major step in realizing when you're at a point of imbalance, a point of where things aren't really working as they should be in a balanced way in life. You may be doing something too much in one area, struggling or hustling in your business, etc. And really having this awareness of this. Okay, I'm come to a point of imbalance. But the next thing is really being present. By being present, we can really try to take a step back and really try to allow ourselves the time. Put time aside for yourself. This is a fundamentally important thing to really obtain some balance. By allowing some time for yourself. Like now, for example, I've come for a walk. I'm walking around, I'm spending time with myself, just sitting and just being here, being in nature, having a morning practice. There's many ways that you can create time for yourself on a daily basis, or if it's something like today, going for a walk somewhere a bit further, then maybe do that weekly. But I have a morning practice. This is something that's fundamentally important to obtain that level of presence with myself. It's almost like a sacred spiritual practice, meditating and doing other sort of breathing techniques, and having a time for myself. Not only does that set myself up to win for that day, and I'm not just getting out of bed, checking my phone and then just rushing around, it really allows that balance of understanding that I'm going to be doing that every morning, and that's going to obtain or give myself a level of not rushing around, because I have to have time for that. I have to have time for myself. There are key fundamental things within life that we have to have balance, and we know what these are. These are time for ourselves. Our relationship with ourselves is fundamentally important, and a lot of people neglect this. They get you might be ambitious, you might be have goal driven, you're trying to do lots of things, and that sometimes we get a bit off track. But our relationship with ourselves, having time for ourselves, is one of the key fundamentals of a quality balanced life. The other things are your relationships, your intimate personal relationships, having time for your family, spending time in nature. These are fundamental things that can really give you a balanced life, because otherwise we do, I understand this whole thing with personal growth, and especially with entrepreneurs. They suffer from this greatly because they know these things. They know they should have more balance in their life. But the problem is that, we're driving, we have this drive to be better, to achieve something, and ultimately these things that we're going for will improve our life. But we also have to take a step back and be balanced and trust in the progress, in the journey of this development and learning. Because when we're just too far, hustling or really getting stuck into something, we become off balance, and we push it, and it doesn't actually, whenever we raise the importance of something, there's a counterbalance in effect within life, where there'll be a counteracting force to like slow you down. You know, we do want to lower the importance of these things. It doesn't mean that you're not lowering the priority, but just obtaining this level of balance, coming back to center, being present, being there with yourself, and really having this level of balance. And then you'll actually find that the things you're doing, especially if it is something like business or some sort of goal, some sort of thing you're working on, you'll get into that space in your mind where you'll have more ideas, you'll be more creative, you'll be happier, you'll be more fulfilled. The quality of the work you do and the relationships, whether it's business relationships or people around you, will be better as well. And this will have more of an effect on your business as well, because when we're just focusing on these things, we lose this element of why we're doing it. Because we can. Okay, I understand that within business, especially, sometimes you do have to put a bit of work in, and there are times when you might be working long hours, but ultimately you shouldn't be doing that for long periods of time. You should be managing your time. You should be working on the business and not in the business. You should be using, employing people, getting outsourcing work or whatever. There's not really a reason why you should be long term. You should be struggling and hustling. And if you're doing that, then you might be addicted to this element of growth for this, this feeling busy. It can be a bit addictive. It can give us a bit of a sense of significance, a sense of purpose. But really, we want to really take a step back and look at the goal. Like, why are we doing this? We're not doing this so we're rushing around and we're busy all the time. We're doing this because we have an outcome. We're doing this because we want to create a business that's going to create change, or is going to enable us to grow as well. These fundamental things. Otherwise we get lost in this thing. I think this is a good way to sum up imbalance. It's like we're getting lost, we're getting off center, we're losing ourselves in a certain direction, and we need to bring about ourselves back to center to really have all those fundamental areas of life more balanced, more having time for those areas, because ultimately otherwise we'll wake up and we'll be older and we'll just be super successful in one area. You see this in people who are like billionaires, and they're not happy. It's because they're just focused on one area, and okay, they might have smashed it in that area, but really it's not about money. It's about the fulfillment, the happiness, the balance, the experiences of life. It's not about the end goal. It's about this journey as well. It's about this, and that's something that we forget when we're in balance. We're forgetting this journey, this path that we're on, learning in the moment, being present, being with ourselves. And really, because it is about the experiences, what we're doing in our life. It's not all about the goal, not all about driving for more. So if you are in balance, I would just say, take a bit of time for yourself, take a step back, and really try to think and contemplate on what it is, where you need to get more balance, where you need to maybe draw it in on certain areas where you're spending a bit too much time. And by doing this, then we can really look at those areas and be like, well, okay, that's, this is something I want to do, but maybe I need to pursue it in a different way, or maybe I need to just do it a bit more of a balanced pace, and pay more attention to the other areas in your life. And this will fundamentally make you more happy, make you more fulfilled, improve all areas of the other areas of your life that you've neglected. So I'll leave it there for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it, and I'll look forward to seeing you on one of my next ones.